Hey guys, David here. I've got a little hint I would like to share with you on the last job we did. We had a character, and this character in particular had to interact with this sofa, and this is the result we got. Nice wrinkles on the cushion, and if you remove the character, the sofa undeforms as one would expect. This was very nice and very easy to do with TyFlow. Let me show you guys how. We start with a sofa. Usually on this kind of scenes, it was for an archivist job. The client, the architect himself provided the model, and as usual, the model is a mess. So a lot of triangles, and to deform it properly, we need to do something about it. So I made a copy of the cushion in particular, and retopologized the middle section of it, removing the seam because it's not really needed for the simulation. Retopologize it to 2000 polys, and also made another copy and retopologize it to a much higher poly count of 50,000 polys. This higher poly one is because I wanted to retain most of the detail that the original cushion has, but making it nice and quad so it deforms nicely as well. So now onto TyFlow. This is the graph. It's very simple, very easy to follow. First, just use a birth object and select our low poly cushion. Transform it to a close object using CUDA, of course, and change the binding stiffness values to something that makes sense on our scene. These values will change on your scene if needed. So this is where it gets interesting. Thanks Tyson for this hint. It is very useful and made everything easier for me. So basically we needed to create a channel, set a value of all the positions of the particles of this object here. I saved it on original position channel. I gave this name for it. Then a regular collision node. It's not used on this particular scene, but I used it so it could interact with the character. And this find target that is set to find the channel that we created just above, to go back to the original positions of all the particles of this object. And a slow operator as default. I increased a little bit the value and set the slow on subframes. To test it, I created a small geosphere. I gave it some mass, quite a lot actually, and dropped particle physics. It's important to untick this option here, so the physics of this particle will interact with other events like event 0,1, where our cloth object is, and add a little bit of gravity. The result is this. Quite nice, huh? Nice wrinkles. The ball is interacting with the cloth, with the sofa itself, and stays there. If we wanted a more refined simulation, we can just increase the resolution of this object, the low poly cushion 0,1. It has a turbo smooth on it that's turned off because it was not needed just for this example. So to finish it off, we got the high poly cushion, drop a skin wrap on it, and select our TyFlow as a target. And then our high poly cushion with all the wrinkles deforms nicely as we would want it. This solution is so cool because you can see that the whole object reacts to the weight that was dropped on it. Not only the place where the object interacts, but everything moves just a little bit as we would expect on a real cushion. So I really hope you guys enjoyed and find this useful on your scenes as well. Have a nice one, people. Bye bye and cheers.